What is up, guys? This is Lemillion Nation coming to you again with another video. Now, guys, this is going to be My Hero Academia chapter 302 entitled The Wrong Way to Put Out Fire, part 2. Now, guys, this is a continuation chapter, but before that, please hit that subscription button and remember that this is going to be a spoiler related video. So if you don't want spoilers, please click on one of my other videos and check them out, guys. And then when you're ready, come right back, okay? So guys, let's get into this, alright? The Wrong Way to Put Out Fire, Part 2. Now I wonder what this is referencing to. Is this referencing that Shoto is a burning fire? Yes, he's the fire of Endeavor, the pride of Endeavor, because he can actually achieve Endeavor's actual dream. But the wrong way to put it out by Toya would be to attack him as a baby, right? I'm wondering if that's what it means. And it seems like little Toya was wondering that as well because this came out in the chapter. Now let's look on it, okay? Now after the incident, when Natsuo actually attacked, sorry, not Natsuo, Toya actually attacked little Shoto after that incident, Enji wouldn't let any of his kids approach Shoto, none of them any at all. He didn't trust them. Yeah, I wouldn't trust them either after that. Like 5 years later, right? Shoto was forced by Enji to train. Now, this can actually be looked at more than one way. Could he actually have been forced because Enji wanted him to know how to protect himself as well, too, in case anything, right? But anyway, Enji forced him to train. For whichever reason, probably it would be to defend himself, maybe it would be to actually surpass All Might, right? Enji forced him to actually train while his brothers were playing together. Toya watched Shoto with his evil looks from afar. He just kept on looking at little Shoto from afar. Little Shoto going to train with Endeavor. He was envious, very envious, because Endeavor wouldn't train with him anymore. Endeavor didn't want, like, he knew Toya couldn't surpass All Might with that body that he had, right? So he just stopped. Now, Natsuo didn't actually care much because he didn't understand what was taking place, right? He didn't understand. Like, which upset Toya? Like, he didn't know which upset Toya because he thought as a brother, Natsuo would have understood, you know? He thought his brother would have understood how he actually felt. He was a child of Endeavor too, and like he more than likely figured out that Endeavor didn't really want to train with him like that because he couldn't actually achieve his dream of surpassing All Might, you know? So that's how Natsuo would have probably felt, but probably didn't feel that way. Probably didn't inherit Endeavor's will to actually surpass All Might. So when All Might, when Endeavor didn't want to train with him like that, probably didn't feel anyway because he didn't have that passion in the first place, right? Natsuo probably didn't have that passion in the first place. But Toya, no, Toya was like a burning inferno, right? Pun intended, burning inferno, definitely wanting, and probably because he trained so hard too, that's why he unlocked a new level of firepower, right? A new level of firepower that surpassed Endeavor's, but now like his body really can't handle that, you know? But Toya, he shows little understanding here, right? He shows understanding here. Toya said to Natsuo, he was wrong for attacking Shoto. He knows that and he's very perceptive. He understood that his father, Endeavor, Enji, Todoroki, right? He understood that he wanted the children for a purpose and he understood that he was wrong, right? He knew how he felt when he was envious, right? And he showed perspective there. He said he was wrong, but Endeavor was not blameless either. He was wrong as well too, right? Because he kept making kids, but when they didn't show good results, he threw them away. That's essentially what he did. He was all over Toya at first. Then when he saw that he couldn't surpass All Might, he stopped. And he figured out that he was for a purpose. He was being used by his own father to achieve his own end, right? Toya and Ray was just sold to Enji because her grandparents were poor. Oh my god. Toya said Ray was just sold to Enji. Oh my god. My god. A child thinks like that. A child is very perceptive, you know. And to just look at how this a child actually thinks and how he sees these things, how he feels, he must have some deep emotional scarring to think that his mother was just sold to Enji because her parents, his grandparents were poor. Endeavor was rich, right? Anyhow, Anyhow, let's look on this. Toya said the women in this family were all failures. That's the reason he didn't talk to them. Oh my god. Ray stopped Toya from training in the mountains, right? She said Toya should look up to someone else other than his father so he can become an ideal being, right? That enraged Toya. It enraged him to the max. Like he couldn't take that. He wanted to look up to Endeavor no matter what. He wanted to surpass Almighty, and regardless of anything. Like they're really giving us the Todoroki family backstory in this, right? They're really, really, really giving us the full 100 of the backstory in this, guys. And there's more to come. As soon as more spoilers actually come out, guys, like I'll let you know, right? Let's continue, right? He angrily enters Ray's room, probably to hit her, asking why didn't she stop Toya, right? Oh my god. Little Shoto tried to stop Enji, but he ordered him to go away. Oh my god. This is more than likely Endeavor, right? She was trying to stop him from going into the mountains and probably went into the mountains and something happened. Let's continue, right? At age 13 in the winter, he finally learned how to use blue flames. That's when Toya used blue flames, right? The trigger was his emotional excitement and because of the change in his body. Look, you see when they said when winter came, so it would more than likely be cooler then. His body was adapted to the winter. And if he's up into the mountains, it's colder there. If it's colder there, he'll be able to better use hotter flames if his body could, like the environment itself could cool down his body and not necessarily his own quirk, which he doesn't have, right? His body's adapted for the cold, so he can go in the mountains. When he goes in the mountains, he adapts better and is able to use hotter flames that way, even though it's colder, because it can actually cool down his body, just like Todoroki right now, right? He can actually use his hot flames, yeah, along with his ice because he can cool down his body. And when he cools down his body and heats up his body like that, right? It actually helps him so much. It helps him a lot in order to continue to fight that. And Endeavor has a problem with overheating. So Toya didn't overheat here because he had those mountains up there to train in, right? The trigger was his emotional excitement and because of the change in his body. He wants to show it to NG so he could finally say he's glad Toya is born, right? He wanted that enraged NG, right? This enraged NG a lot. Look at that. And I guess that was the time he angrily entered Ray's room, probably to hit her, right? Asking why didn't she stop Toya, because Toya continued to train. Little Shoto tried to stop Enji, but he ordered him to go away, right? So, I mean, I guess we got a little bit of that back then, right? In the flashbacks when we first saw Endeavor and Ray and Shoto and so on. But let's continue. Ray said she couldn't stop him, and NG never came to the mountain. Right? NG never went to the mountain. This upset Toya, and his tears changed into flames, burning his entire body. The reason why he got burned is because NG didn't teach him how to properly control the flames increase level. Wow. So that's when he got burned like that because Endeavor didn't train with him and teach. Like, I mean, like, if Endeavor actually did train with him, he wouldn't get so much burn. He didn't have the control because look at Endeavor. He's engulfed in flames. Yes. But he doesn't get burned any at all. Have you ever seen Endeavor with a burn? With so much flames. Providence burn. Hell spider. Right? So many different attacks, and Endeavor was never burned. And I don't think that those fires are matches fires because even when a matches burns you, it burns a lot. And Endeavor is never burnt. If he actually taught Toya control, he would actually have way less burns. Because it was despite his fires, how hot it is, right? He can control it, but he didn't learn controlling at all. And look on Toya right now. Look on Dabi right now. We see him actually get burned, but that's when he's actually seriously outputting some major firepower. And like he overheats, yes, but he doesn't really get burned like that, except for right now. When he did some major fighting, he couldn't really stop, right? That's when we see him get burned. But when he was littler, he didn't have to get so many burns. because if Endeavor had actually taught him, it would have been better off, right? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to hit that subscription button. Check out my channel. Remember that I do different types of reviews, animations, right? And I do discussion videos on different types of subjects. So thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, hit that subscription button, and thank you again, guys, for tuning in. This is Lemillion Nation signing out.